So here in Texas, the TCEQ requires a 60-day inspection of all tank sump and dispenser sump areas to make sure that they're in compliance. And our customers trust us to do the right thing. So we check in with our dispatch system is the first thing that we do. And then we give the customer a call to make sure that they know that we're on site and that we're getting started. Then we pull out the tablet and we fire up Site Audit Pro, and that is our way of documenting everything. We create a new project in Site Audit Pro, and we can send that to the customer once it's done. So then we follow along with the customer's request of each area and special instructions to make sure that we're following every procedure correctly. Then we get our safety equipment out. And we all know that the parking lot is the most dangerous part of this job. The customers driving the cars around, we want to make sure and set out cones to divert traffic away from areas that we're going to be working. So set those cones out and make sure, watch out, Mike! Oh man, that was a close one there. So set them all around your truck to make sure they're clear. And put on the safety equipment, safety glasses, remove the sump tops. Let's get started in the sumps. So make sure that we're fully in compliance with a sealing lid there. And we're going to remove all the trash and any water, and then make sure that all the caps are on tightly and the sensors are positioned correctly. And then we're going to inspect all around the sealing areas around the STP sump to make sure that everything is square and make sure everything is sealing. So Mike's going to take a look at that seal and make sure that everything is good to prevent water from seeping inside after we leave. And we're going to do a full inspection of the sealing areas on the rim, taking off any dirt or debris, and then getting it good to go. So now we're going to get started on the catchment basins there. And not all locations have catchment basins, but for the most part this customer does. So we're going to make sure and open all the ports. We're going to check for water. Oop, that one's got some water in there, so we're going to stretch our extension cord across and get that plugged in. And then we're going to hook up our hoses. We're going to crank up the compressor, and then we're going to remove that water. So Mike's going through there, getting that stuff out. And so this petroleum contact water, we've got to be careful with it. And hopefully it's not gasoline, but it could be. If it's gasoline, we've got to take extra measures to make sure that we're safe. And as we do this, we're following along, taking pictures and documenting that everything is done right and everything is square once we leave. Then we move over to the dispensers, and we remove the dispenser skirt one at a time. We give a good inspection up underneath the dispenser skirt for leaks, for sensor placement. We make sure that all the conduits are screwed in tightly and all the junction box covers are on, and that there's no water or debris or old filters or anything like that up under the dispenser. So he's going to physically inspect the unions, the shear valves, and each piping joint, and make sure that there's no leaks and everything is in compliance with good standards and good petroleum dispensing. So we want to make sure and shine a flashlight down there and make sure we don't have any kind of problems or anything, and we'll report those in our Site Audit Pro. Then we move up to the dispenser and we take a look at all the PPUs and make sure the buttons are working, make sure everything can be seen. We check the cashier speaker to make sure that they can communicate with us. We look at the soft keys, we look at the display screen, we look at the card reader, we make sure everything's good with the SPM or the keypad, and also make sure that the card reader has got the secure light lit green, and that the customer can see the display, they can see everything that's going on. And the last thing we do on the dispensers is make sure that the nozzle is shutting off correctly, because we don't want any gas spills on the ground. And then we move the vehicle out of the way to allow for continued business, with the tank truck come in there and do what they need to do. So got the vehicle moved. Then we're going to get started with the paperwork. So we've got to document, make sure they got their delivery certificate, make sure they've got all the paperwork that the customer requires, and everything to stay in compliance. We finish up our checklist, we make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Then we finish up our site audit pro report. We email that to the customer, and then we complete our paperwork with the cashier. They sign off on it. And the last thing that we do is check back out with the help desk and with dispatch. Thanks for watching today. PumpTechs Incorporated takes care of their customers, and wants you to have a great day. Appreciate you. Thanks so much.